Back, just breezing right through the first hour of a terrific Tuesday. Terrific if you're in the Nasdaq, which is up 93 today, and over longer periods of time that Dow is down, Nasdaq down, S&P, they're usually all down or up, and there's only when there's like weird things like Boeing or something that pulls the weight. So Nasdaq up 100, Dow down 150. So that's a big disparity between the growth stocks and regular blue chips, and Bitcoin popped its head above 60 over the weekend and has retraced like it usually does into the mid 50s. If it gets above 60 and stays, then it'll start regrouping and going higher. To higher heights, we take you in the information on real financial managers like Dan Hernandez, who joins us right now. Dan, how's it going, brother?
I'm good, John. How are you?
Now I'm looking at the screen and it says D Hernandez. Is that right, Mike? Can I see Dan's low? There we go. D Hernandez, LincolnInvestment.com, right?
Perfect.
Okay. So now that we've got that right, shoot Dan an email, will you? Tell him, how much you like his stuff when he's on, or tell him what you don't like. And believe me, the haters are fun, Dan, if you get a couple. Retail sales seem to be getting a little squishy. What's happening there?
I'm not concerned about it at all. I mean, you're right. The numbers were down for February, but you have stimulus money probably hitting later this week. You got tax returns coming in. For the most part, I don't think the market is real concerned about the retail numbers. The expectation is they're gonna bounce back pretty quickly because of this influx of money that's coming in. So they are down, but I don't think it's a concern. Not for me anyway.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I wonder if I hear, small business guys I know and stuff, construction, contracting, and they're saying that building materials are like through the roof. You know what I mean? Like prices are going up on things, although. The Fed says there's no real fear of inflation. I think it's out there.
Yeah, well, you're having increased demand, so that's helping rise that's helping that price increase for sure. And yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm talking to builders, I'm talking to suppliers, and there's a lot of demand. It's hard to get stuff. There's backlogs, and that's all driving price up. So yeah, there's still inflation fears for sure. There's a lot of, for the last 6 months, John, when we talk, that there's always a lot of stuff going on in the market. So you got the stimulus coming in. You also got now, they're starting to talk about the tax increases they want to do. I mean, we've known about it. We've known about it for months, but now they're actually, they're putting it out there again.
This is crazy. Dan, I had Stephen Moore on yesterday, okay? And, him and Larry Kudlow were the architects of Trump's tax cut plan, I was telling him I'm running for controller, and I want to lower real estate taxes because everybody's real estate, except maybe in the outer boroughs, but in Manhattan, everything's down, right? Because it's vacant. No one wants to live there. No one's going there. Commercial rents are like zero. And he was talking about the Laffer curve, and the liberals, they want to ignore things like facts, like when you lower the effective tax rate, you get more gross revenue in. So how they can think, especially in New York with a $7 billion millionaires tax, people are fleeing New York like it's their job right now, and you're going to chase them out of here.
Yeah. No, and you're right. You just got so many, conflicting factors going on. So no, that, those tax increases, capital gain increase, corporate tax increase, those things are scary. And I'm not
crazy
excited about what that's going to mean. But at the same time, you got air travel is reached the highest level since last March. You have money coming into the economy, restaurants opening up to 50-75%. So you have a lot of good things happening. And then you have the talk about the raising corporate tax, raising capital gains tax, probably the estate tax. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I think short term, the market is concerned about the things that are going to happen first, and what's going to happen first is the opening up of the economy, and those factors. The tax they're talking about, it's probably not going to kick in until 2022. By the time they figure it out,
Oh
is
my
it gonna, is
God.
it be a factor? Absolutely.
What about this Joe Biden? They're trying to float this backdoor tax, the step up basis on properties that are left to you. It's
Yeah,
really a backdoor estate tax.
absolutely, absolutely. That's been huge. Everyone who has done any estate planning is going to have to go back and rethink their plan. So yeah. Now that uh, maybe not affect the stock market as much as some of these other taxes, but absolutely, real estate. Probably from an estate planning point of view, probably more real estate's involved in that.
Yeah,
But
but if you were looking, under the Trump model where you had a $600,000 gimme, right, on
right,
the estate tax. So if you only had to pay the tax on from where you inherited to when you sold it, um, that didn't even eat into the 600. You know what I'm saying? In most cases. And now, if you bought the house for 100, and when your parents died, you sold it for 800, you've eaten that whole 600 already. So now it's all estate tax again. It's like,
yeah, I know it's brutal, and
I
and
think people might have to be, they got to be prepared to be more liquid just to sell something.
well, that's true, and especially in New York, I know down the Jersey Shore, there's a lot of properties that have been in families for years, and they get passed down, and stuff down the shore that was bought 20, 30 years ago for 150,000 is now 1.8 million, and yeah, that's going to have an effect, and
There's
you're
some
right,
effect,
yeah,
no doubt. No doubt
yeah.
about it. All right, we got about a minute left. Any tips for the week you want to give our audience out there? Anything to keep an eye on before we see you next
Um,
Tuesday?
No, I mean, I think this is a buying opportunity. I'm still optimistic, about the short term. And by short term, I mean the next 6 to 9 months. I think things are good because of everything that's opening up. Um, Flights, air travel is at the highest it's been since last March, and I think that's going to keep increasing. So yeah, I'm optimistic. We talked about those stocks, the leisure stocks. I'm optimistic about that sector and those sectors.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I mean, that would be a good sign of the time. Certainly good for New York if